Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. I don't know if you heard about this crazy, insane news story where a woman was driving on top of a lake that was frozen, crashed in through the ice, and then started taking selfies. Well, if you haven't, here's the story.
A dangerous situation after a bizarre scene. Around 4:30 Sunday afternoon, a driver was seen
What?
speeding across the frozen Rideau River in
Oh
Atlantic,
my
then
lord.
forced to stand on top of her car after it broke through the ice.
Of course, what was she thinking? That it's not going to break through the ice eventually?
Like, I've been around water long enough to know that if things go bad, it can get worse quickly.
Oh yeah,
Zachary
I
King was
agree.
there when it happened, and with one of his neighbors, jumped into action to help
Oh,
rescue the
she's
driver.
so
She's on
lucky.
top of the car. She's going in.
And so,
She's
luckily,
so
one of my other
lucky.
neighbors, Rob Krober, had a rope that he had got. And so he ran back to his place to grab one of his kayaks off his kayak rack. And I was untangling the rope. He got back. We tied the rope to the kayak. And
Wow, that girl is so lucky that those people had a kayak and went to save her, or she possibly could have been in that water and she probably would have
I
froze.
just got it out to her.
The
That's
driver
insane.
saved just in time.
It's like
Just in
everything
time.
worked out perfectly. Like, it got her on the kayak, pulled her in. And as soon as we pulled her in, the car went under.
Holy smokes. So if they weren't there, she would have been in that water with that car. That just goes to show you not to mess around with water or even frozen lakes and
Fully.
stuff.
What hasn't been explained, this image, the driver appears to be taking a selfie on.
So after the car crashed into the ice in the water, she decided to take a selfie. Hey, look at me. Oh my lord, that's today's generations for you. That just goes to show you if they're in a life or death situation, they're still going to take a selfie.
On the car just before it's fully
It's
submerged
just
and
mind
before she's
blowing.
out of danger.
Then we pull
She's
her
even
out.
looking at it. Look at the smile on her face. She's like, "Yeah, look at me on top of my car. That was a good photo."
And we're like,
Oh
"What the
my
hell are you
lord.
doing?" And she was like, "Oh, just having fun." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'd totally do that again." Like, word for word, that's what she said.
We just look out. There's just a lady just
Wow,
standing
what
on
a
a
crazy
car.
lady.
Oh, somebody drove a car in the river.
I hope insurance doesn't cover this for her stupidity as well as like negligence. She was driving on top of a frozen lake. It crashed through the water, and she's sitting there thinking it's a big joke and that it was just all fun and games. And then she's taking selfies and stuff. She could have ended up like severe, like she could have ended up dead. Like this is just so stupid.
Other people witnessing the rescue couldn't believe what they were
Oh
seeing.
my
From
That's
god.
where
just
it is,
insane.
there's all these pylons, so it's like the weakest spot in the lake.
24 hours later, the car is almost fully submerged.
Damn,
She
that's
came from
insane.
like a long way down the lake. She was driving for a while.
You don't expect your kids to have to watch out for cars zipping down on a frozen river.
Right?
This security camera footage from Sasha Guerra's backyard shows the car speeding down the river at what witnesses say was about 60 kilometers per hour.
Essentially,
Holy
the kids were just
smokes.
playing out on the backyard hockey
She just flew by. She's like, zoom, zoom,
rink,
look at me go.
and while they were skating, they kind of just saw this yellow Subaru kind of zipping down
People are
the
crazy,
river. They were
yo.
caught off a bit by surprise.
No
Police say the
doubt.
driver has been charged with one count of dangerous driving.
Good. So she ended up being charged with one count of dangerous driving. That's it. But yeah, hopefully the insurance doesn't cover it.
Definitely a wild day in the quiet village of Manatee. That's for sure.
That's just absolutely insane. Look at this girl. She's like smiling while taking a selfie. So yeah, this video is to educate and warn all of you. Just because you think the water is frozen and is ice, that you could drive on top of it. Do not be like this lady at all. She ended up criminally charged, and now she lost her car, and hopefully the insurance isn't going to cover it. She should also lose her license for driving on a frozen lake and putting not only herself in a life-threatening situation, but possibly others if there was others on that lake ice skating or whatnot. You know what I mean? This lady is really, really lucky to be alive and that people were there to rescue her because, like they said, if when they pulled her off the car with the kayak, the car literally just sank. So, Yeah, it was a matter of literally seconds, and she would have been in that ice, and there's no telling that she would have been able to get out of the ice, and she probably would have froze to death. So yeah, it's really kind and nice of those people to save her. But after witnessing this myself, she's just absolutely boneheaded. And to say that she was having fun and that she would do it again, just I hope the judge ends up throwing the book at her, and she ends up losing her license as well. And I hope, like I said, the insurance doesn't cover her car because that is just absolutely crazy and nutters.